Hey everybody, welcome. Happy Thursday. Before we get started tonight, I just wanted to just say a little something about our team that we have that is being affected right now by these fires. It is absolutely insane. I don't know. Sometimes we, live on the East Coast or we're oblivious to things because we're not paying attention to what's going on around us. And right now there's a lot of people on our team being affected by this, and it's so crazy. A lot of I know for sure Stephanie Grachek's team, people have lost their homes. Literally their homes have burnt down on our team, and they are staying in hotels, sleeping in hotels. And we're coming together to try to help these people. I know Stephanie's team has pitched in and raised like $1,200 to help these people get hotels. And it's just, when stuff like this happens, it amazes me how, I'm running this contest right now, and um I have these people in my inbox still doing the work. They're worried about making sure that they're still doing this. And there was a girl that literally her house was burned down and she was still burning down and she was still signing customers. And it made me think about the fact that so many of us make excuses, and we just make a ton of excuses, a lot. And man, let me tell you what, somebody's house is burning and they're signing customers. I think it's time to set the excuses aside. I mean, it's just amazing to me how the difference between somebody that wants this so bad that, something like that, they're not letting something like that stall them out. They're actually going, oh my God, I've got this opportunity, I need to work this business. And it's just crazy. It just brought a lot of things into perspective for me when I have bad days or complain, or if something's too much work or whatever. We all feel that way sometimes, and it just brought it into perspective for me how, man, I don't have complaints right now because there are people on our team that are losing their things, not even their home, but valuables and things that you can't replace. And it's just so eye opening. So I wanted to make sure that we all take time tonight and right now to even just say a tiny bit of a prayer that everybody's okay, safe, because obviously you can replace things, but you can't replace people. And not only that, but just extra special prayers for those people that are going through this right now and having to evacuate their homes. I mean, we have quite a few on our team, and it's just 2020. Wow, for a lot of people, I think it's going to be a year a lot of us look back on and go, "What the hell happened? What was that year?" I know so many of just in my inboxes, people have said, "When is this year going to be over?" And I just think with all the things that have happened, it's really brought into perspective not just the fact that we're so blessed to work a business that we can work from anywhere and hopefully bring in a little bit of extra money when things like this happen, when life happens, but also to know that we have a group of people, a really special team that literally I was in tears earlier today because I just couldn't believe how people were. Stephanie was telling me about somebody on her team who literally got a $52 paycheck on Tuesday and donated that money to help the people in the fires. And I thought, man, when you give, so much is given back. And when you are blessing others, how many blessings come onto you. And we just have great people on this team that really come together during a crisis. And like I told Stephanie, it also is about leading by example. And a lot of people are following her lead because she is such an amazing leader with a heart of gold who just truly wants to help everybody. And people are on her team are following her lead because she's constantly doing stuff like that. So just a shout out to Stephanie, to everybody and I'm sure we have maybe other people on our team that even aren't under Stephanie in particular that may be involved and included in these fires. I just want to say we are thinking about you. We're praying for you. And if you guys need anything, you have thousands of people on a team that are here to help and support you. And just know that. And we're going to keep praying for you throughout the days. And I know I'm solely praying for rain right now because it is a scary thing what's happening. And um, I just wanted to start out with that. I can't say enough to show you guys how much I'm thinking about it and how much I care. So with that said, um, Summer Love, thank you for asking that. Actually, I think once we figure out on our team who has lost their homes and what's happened, maybe we'll do a little something amongst our team, like I'm not going to do I don't think we're allowed to do GoFundMe's, but something. I'll put something out there so people that do want to even just help with clothing. Some of these people don't have any clothes. They don't have any money. You know what I mean? It's like even the hotels are booked out. They're sleeping in their cars. It is a crazy, crazy thing. So don't we will definitely think of a way that we can definitely come together and help even further. But yeah, it's a pretty crazy thing. Okay, so on to it's so crazy how life is happening, and sometimes you just want the world to stop, but it doesn't stop. We just keep going, and now more than ever, I was so motivated to get on and do this call tonight because I see the passion and the people that are, in Oregon and California messaging me, still trying to keep up with the contest. I'm like, don't worry about that. And they're like, no, this means everything to me. And still signing customers as a house is burning down. That just gave me even more fuel and more fire to get on here tonight and make sure that we are sharing, because you guys, this is an opportunity that can change your life forever. This is an opportunity that right now, some of these girls have been in my inbox saying to me, oh my gosh, without this, I don't know what I would do right now. Like, thank God I have that extra $50 a week. Thank God I've got that extra 100, 500, 1,000, whatever it is. So this is what motivates me even more to get on tonight and do this training that we do every single week, because I know somebody on here is going to learn something that they're going to apply to their business, and it's going to change their business forever. And I have no doubt about that, because every time we give such good training on these videos that there's something that if you start doing it and apply it and get consistent with it, it's going to affect the way your business is run and where it goes and how fast it gets there. So with that being said, I was chatting with Stacee Weisenberger tonight, and I was like, what should we talk about? Like, what should we do this Thursday call on? And she was throwing out some ideas, and Stacee, you threw out like 50,000 good ideas. I'm like, what should we start with? What do you think?
So you guys don't judge. This is what taking care of 8 kids in your house all day looks like.
At least you're brave enough to show your face.
But one of the things I'll kind of add to this, we don't have a huge team in California. So shout out to Steph, her team, any of you guys and it's not just California, Oregon, any of the places that are super effective. We have had bad fires here for the past few months. One of the girls in my downline, and I think this is the perfect way to kick this off. Okay. I have a gal in my downline. She was with a different company previously. She lacks a little bit of self-belief, just because that company kind of crashed and burned a little bit. And she's a sweet girl. Probably one of the prettiest girls I've ever seen in my entire life. Super smart, single mom. The past 2 days, her parents, her in-laws, and her sister have lost every single thing. There's nothing left. Okay, they're in Oregon. They're like outside of Detroit, Oregon. So I don't know if you guys know where that is, because initially I was like, Detroit, what? And she is in my inbox today talking to me about how grateful. Not only did they lose their homes, they lost their summer homes, they lost their lake homes, they lost their like campers, like RVs and things like that. And she said to me that all they were concerned about was getting to her mother-in-law's place because they had just bought a boat and the boat was untouched, and how grateful they were. So when you guys go into tonight's Zoom, I want you to think about that for a second. Like, understand it's not about physical things, but imagine losing where you live, your pictures, your mementos, your family treasures, your everything, and still finding a freaking positive light in that. Like, literally, she's just like, we're trucking across town. We're going 20 miles, an hour. The freeways are packed and there's evacuation orders. She's just posting evacuation order after evacuation order. And she's like, we just want to get to the boat because that's all they have left. Like, that chokes me up when I think about it, because how many of y'all have ever lost every single thing that you've ever owned in your entire life? And she still had the ability to say, I'm doing this thing. I'm still posting. I'm still showing up. I'm still doing what I have to do, but we just need to get to that boat because it's something. It ties my family to a past of some sort. So silver lining is insane. I would never in a million years being in that position be able to find that silver lining. And I'm probably one of the biggest PD queens on the face of the earth. Like, I'm not going to lie. You lose everything. So if you think your work week is crap going into this right now on Thursday, it's been a crazy week. We had a weird week. There was a holiday, all that type of thing. Put yourself in somebody else's shoes and understand how fortunate we all are every single day, every single person, no matter what, there is some sort of silver lining. And if you can't find that right now, it's your job before tonight is over to find the person that can be that for you. It's your job. It's your job. So I don't know, Lise, what do you think? As far as like everything that we kind of talked about, I mean,
Oh
we
my
talked
gosh, there's so much. There's so much. I mean, there's so much that we could go into. And, we're doing this contest right now on our team, which some people chose to take part in, some people didn't, and that's okay. I always tell people, even if you didn't take part in it, we're going to share like everything we did next month anyway. So it doesn't matter whether this is just for people that say, I want to go really fast, and doing it next month, just releasing it to everybody, it gives them a chance to go at the pace they want to go. Because sometimes life happens. It's just like with these fires. Who knew that that was going to come about right after we start this contest? And like all these people are like, what do I do? And I'm like, girlfriend, do worry about you. Like there's going to be other things. But seeing these people still do it and push through and get their stuff in is just so motivating, because there was a lot of people complaining on the other end. It's too much. And I'm thinking, oh my God, too much is losing your home, losing all your things. And these people want this more than anything. It just fueled their fire. They didn't use it as an excuse. It fueled your fire, no pun intended. Oh my gosh, that was bad choice of words. But it was totally fueling them to push harder, instead of them using it as an excuse why they can't do it, why they had to bow out. And I just was so inspired by that. And one of the things, if you guys have been looking at the chats a little bit, there's some people that posted that already what we've done in just 3 days has changed their business. Because once you start doing the right things, because I think, Stacey, sometimes people are wandering around endlessly, not quite sure what to do. And so they do the wrong things, or they're kind of doing things that really aren't income producing, but they feel like they're working. And then suddenly when they have somebody directing them on this is what you need to be doing, they can see a difference in their business immediately. And I think the reason people are seeing such a difference already is because we're changing their algorithm. Like we're literally, Facebook already is going, oh, they're looking at new people's pages. These people are their friends. They need to see their stuff. And it's already showing their stuff to those people. I've even had people in my inbox saying, I just signed my first customer, Lisa. Like I've been in 1 year. I cannot believe this. This is crazy. And, just getting out of groups and all of those things. So we could go in like a 50 billion directions, but one of the things I did want to talk about was, I think since I got you on here, and we're going to talk about this later, but you got into a group, dude, I'm blown away. Like you got into a group, you made a message, and from that message, what do you have, like 60 new friends, and you're still working that same post in this group. And it's like, dude, I can't wait to teach this. Like, I can't wait till people do this too. But getting those people, and then you were telling me, which blew my mind because it takes me a little bit longer to build a relationship. You're like, most of these people I add, Lisa, they become my customer within 6-7 days. And I'm like, what? Tell me everything.
So if you guys, this is something that Lisa's going over very specifically in the contest group. So if you guys are not in there, that's okay. We'll cover a little bit of it here. If you're not working groups, you are working Facebook wrong, because Facebook was built for community, okay? You have to figure out, like, this is why we concentrated so hard on 5 things. And whether you believe in that or whether you don't, listen, there's 1,000 ways to the beach. You can work your business any way that you want. For me, I very, very specifically concentrate on certain things. I don't just like join like Moms of America, because there's going to be like 250,000 members and you're going to have like at least 2,000 thrivers in there. So I search, and I look to try to find something where I feel like is going to be home to me. And I don't speak for a little bit until I kind of figure out the rhythm of the group. And one of my girlfriends invited me to this group, and it is a mom's group, but it's a very specific group. So I went in and I made an introduction, right? Hey, like, you guys, it's so simple. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because I'll tell you, like, this is how specific I actually get. And it's very, very specific. Just so you guys kind of have a little bit of a heads up. I go in and I literally typed, I said, hey, all, by the way, nobody in the group was introducing themselves. If you are joining a group, write it down. If you're joining a group, introduce yourself immediately. Tell your story of how it relates to the group. But I just put, hey, all, I'm brand new here. Thanks for having me. Drop a selfie and introduce yourself. Who am I going to connect with? I put, my name is Stacey. I'm 43, a Gemini, mama to 3 boys, 19, 14, and 9. I live in Arizona and I live for monsoons. I love to read, catch up on Netflix, make people laugh, and debate conspiracies. Like, this is me. I'm not bullshitting, right? This is just who I am. Some people are going to read that and go, you freaking lunatic, right? Pretty much IDs and tacos complete me. Do you guys see, like, I'm consistent in life, okay? Tacos and ID. I'm pretty routine. I love adventure and travel. Sunsets and sunrises inspire me. I've got pretty good comedic timing and always ready with that quick wit. Loyal, tempered, hardworking, smart-mouthed, empath, overthinker, leader by nature, fairly new recipient of anxiety, okay? Super awesome way to say, like, I have anxiety, like a mofo. Positivity warrior and super resourceful. I also talk a lot. I love late nights, but I'm up super early. I can multitask like a mofo. I slay in the kitchen. How about y'all? You guys, this post alone has 272 comments, okay? I'm still working that. Then I went back in the next day and I started working those comments and adding friends. People are like, holy shit, you're 43. Okay, this isn't necessarily the picture that I posted in there. Obviously, I'm going to do my best selfie and whatever. And I'm like, girl, you don't know what I looked like 5 years ago. Inbox me. They do. We're friends. So many people were like, we're best friends. Can I be your sister wife? And I'm like, girl, friend me, friend me, friend me, like all those things, because it's acceptable. We connect. Like, they're like, every single thing you said is who I am. So now I know I found my home, right? So I'm still working that post. Then I went into a post where I literally just said something along the lines of, what is, I'm going to find it real quick so that you guys understand how simple this is. This is not difficult. I just made a post that said, okay, ladies, I'm curious, what is your most used saying? And then I put in parentheses, not just a curse word. 542 comments like this. And so many I relate with. So I'm like, oh my God, me too. I say that all the time. Holy cow, like blah, blah, blah. So building so many relationships with that. Then yesterday, I'd had so many people connect with me about cooking the first day. I was like, well, dude, let's do the thing. Let's share our favorite recipes. What do you make that you love? Pictures are like a bonus. So I have like 250 comments on that. Then today I went in and another girl, this is how I'm working this group, okay? Another girl had posted and said, what's your Instagram? I'd love to share. So I just tagged along on that, and I have like 75 new Instagram followers today. I followed them, they followed me, all that type of thing. I don't have a huge Instagram following, but I've like, I don't know, 5,200 friends or something, or followers, something like that. And all of those people that followed me on Instagram, I went and friend requested on Facebook. So now I'm probably up 120 friends on Facebook from joining a group 5 days ago.
And do you see like how strategic this is, guys? Because Stacee's going in, she's making the post, right? She's getting those people interested. She's interacting with them. She's figuring out which one she's going to friend. She friends people. Then she's making interactive posts on her personal timeline that those new people, because Facebook algorithm says, oh, you just made a new friend. That means we're going to show you all their stuff and they're going to see all your stuff. In the beginning, Facebook does that because it's like, oh, it's a new friend. So then if you don't interact with that friend once you add them, Facebook goes, oh, they added this person, but I guess they don't like them very much. So we're not going to show them each other's stuff. So Stacee's super smart because after she gets all these friends from a post, she now takes something from the post that got people's attention and she now goes to her timeline and does an interactive post to keep those people interacting with her, knowing who she is. So like part of that post, she said, I love to cook. And a lot of people were talking about cooking. So she goes to her Facebook page after she's added people. And then she's saying, what's your favorite recipe or whatever. Like this is all calculated. This is all nothing about Lavelle. Did you guys notice that? Nothing is about Lavelle. It's just about Stacee being Stacee, getting in groups that have nothing to do with Lavelle or health, most likely. Most of you aren't going to get in groups like that, because the first thought process I had when I started Stace was, oh, the groups I need to join are groups about vitamins. I should join groups about skincare. I should probably join some groups with some healthy folks. Dude, I was getting nothing. And the biggest reason I wasn't getting anything is because the biggest exercise I do is lifting up the remote or my phone. My finger hurts after I've been typing so much on it. Like, I wasn't doing what I don't exercise. I'm like, not even gonna lie. I need to, but my knees are going through this thing right now and I just can't. So I was getting in things and I'm not a big beauty person. Like, I was getting in groups and I wasn't inspired by them. I didn't know what to post. I wasn't connecting with people at all and nothing was happening. And then you taught me about those 5 things, and it didn't have to be about the things that I do with Lavelle. And it's just so crazy because that's where the connections are made. As soon as you guys start getting how this works, because it's very calculated. It is not on accident. Nothing in Stacee's business happens on accident. Every post she makes is a calculated post. And that's what you guys have to start getting is, and some people are like, well, I don't like that word calculated, but at the end of the day, we're running a business. The point is to meet people, make friends. And you know what? Sometimes I've made friends in these groups that want nothing to do with Lavelle. I just like them. And that's cool because life is long. And I don't know why they've come into my life, or at what point maybe they're going to introduce me to something, or I them, that has nothing to do with Lavelle. I believe everybody comes into your life for a reason, but I'm definitely running a business and it has changed everything for me personally to do what you've taught. You know what I mean? And I think that it's so huge. Like, so many people, this is what drives me nuts, Stacee, and we'll talk about it for a second. So many people are listening to all of these other dang people that aren't getting them anywhere. You and I were just talking about this last night. I was like, you know what drives me nuts is that this group I'm doing, I could probably charge $1,000 to network marketers, and they would actually, after 25 days, have grown their business. And I have paid $9.99 for things. I paid $100 for things, getting in this stuff in network marketing, and I've learned nothing. That nothing they've taught. It's all been surface BS. It's all the same thing. Oh, be positive, stay consistent. Why? Write your IAMs. Okay, that's all great. But nobody told me this is exactly what you need to do to change everything. This is going to grow your business. So it's just so refreshing to be able to get on a Zoom and say, this is going to grow your business for sure. Like, it's work. Is it work? Absolutely. The people that are right now inside of this, contest I'm doing, and Stacee, you're helping out with it. Like, it's work. They're not going to tell you that it's not work, because you have to get your Facebook ready and prepped. And that takes time to go through your, who unfriend request people and figure out who you have that are prospects. And it's crazy how many people you guys have sitting in your freaking friends list right this second, and you don't even know they're there, and they are wanting Lavelle, and someone else is going to end up introducing it to them because you don't even have an idea they're still your friend. You're not interacting with them, and you're spending 90% of your time doing stupid stuff like me and Stacee were talking about, like tagging thrivers. Why the hell are you guys tagging thrivers and everything? Facebook algorithm is telling Facebook those are the people stuff you want to see. Like, we could go do this all day long, but Stace, I know I'm on a tangent, but it's just so exciting that we're teaching something that works.
I mean, I think too, so much of it, I think one of the biggest things is nobody wakes up a genius and you're never done learning. Like, all day, every day, I'm just trying new things. I try it so that I can take that information back to my team, right? So I'll tag 7 of my fellow thrivers that I know are not they're not going to be hurt with their algorithm or something. I'll try that. And then I'll stop tagging people altogether, whatever. You can try a million different things, but you never stop learning. Facebook never stops changing. Facebook, when you think about Facebook, the algorithm is a living, breathing machine. It changes every moment. Every move that you make on Facebook, every like, every reaction, every love, every comment, every message, every post changes your algorithm. every single one. And that's what you guys have to understand. So like, I see tons of comments. People are like, oh, I need to go join groups. Listen to me. You don't need to join 70 groups. You need to set an alarm on your freaking phone for Sunday at 5 p.m. that reminds you to go leave every single group that you're not participating in multiple times a week. Get out of them. They hurt your algorithm. I don't care if you loved it 3 years ago and you're saving it for reference. Just get out of those groups, okay? It's a specific, it's to your 5 things, you guys. I'm not going to join a group about female golfers. I can't relate. Nobody's going to accept me there. I'm not going to hang out with those people. Like, I just don't fit in. But you want to talk about like moms that use bad language? I'm there all day, right? I am there all day long because that's who I am, right? So after I joined the group, I introduced myself, I have these interactive questions in the group, then I'm really like, I really think about this, you guys, and it is calculated. And you all have to stop overthinking. You make things so difficult, right? You're overthinking shit. Stop overthinking. Stop like, what am I gonna post? What do you mean, what are you gonna post? Dude, just be you. As I'm going through my day, right? I cleaned my bathroom yesterday. This is what you need to think. It's this simple. I cleaned my bathroom yesterday for the 40th time this week. I have 3 boys. I have like 6 daycare boys, okay? Everybody has a penis. My bathroom, no matter how many times I clean it, it smells like pee to me. It doesn't smell like pee to anybody else, but to me it does. And I hate it, and I hate boys, and I hate penises. Like, I'm just at that point. I've been doing this for 20 years, right? So I take that moment. You all have those moments 5 times a day. You just overthink so much, you screw it up, right? So in that moment, I go, best solution for keeping a boy's washroom smelling fresh and clean, no wax warmers, please, because I already have one. 114 comments, so many conversations through PM. All my new friends from my mom page saw that shit. And now I've opened up a whole bunch more doors because it's all related, right? It's all related. You have to stop overthinking, like, how do I get ink out of my sweatpants? Like, people want to help. They need to help you. They have an innate desire to help you. And that's how you build relationships. I get to know my people. Guys, when we're talking about interactive questions, like literally, listen, write this down. Stop asking what potato people want to give up. Nobody cares if you had to give up a potato and it was a French fry, a baked potato, a mashed potato, or a tater tot. Nobody gives 2 hoots and how. Stop. It's clickbait. Facebook knows you're janky. You're already being shadow banned and in Facebook probation or Facebook jail. Like, you just don't even know it. That's why you're getting nothing on your stuff. You have to dig deep. Real questions. Like, instead of calling your best friend,
Stacey, you just went silent for me.
I did. How long?
Oh, you're back. You're back. I don't know if it was me or just me, so I don't know. You're back now. Oh, you did for everybody. Okay, you're back.
It's because I picked up my mouse.
Isn't it funny how you touch one thing and it's like, what happened? What I touch? What I do?
But seriously, instead of picking up the phone and calling your best friend, ask Facebook.
I love that.
People
love that.
Needed. They need to be wanted, and you have to ask real questions. Stop asking, like, listen, and y'all are going to fight me all day long on this. I know it. I get beat up for this all the time. But 1,000 Ways to the Beach, stop asking people which nail design that you want to go with. After your
I'm so guilty of that. Shut up, Stacey.
But listen, after your 77th week in a row, if that's the only interactive question that you ask, people know that you're clickbaiting. Like, everybody knows, like, if Lisa can't make a decision for her vacation, okay. But if Lisa's asking every 5 days which nail design, so Lisa needs to get a decisive factor with her body, right? Ask the hard question.
Or Lisa needs to stop wasting money getting her nails done every 5 days.
But then, you go from there, and so people like comment, right? And they're like, have you tried this? Have you tried this product? Have you put shaving cream on your floor? Have you put charcoal in the corner of your bathroom? And that sparks conversations. And guys, I ride that shit out for days. Days. I do not go immediately and comment back and say, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, thank you so much for your comment. I'm like, wait a minute. What are you talking about? Where do I get that? Have you used it personally? And I stretch that out for days because it helps your algorithm that way. But it has to be genuine. You guys, you have to stop saying, like, In 2015, we could say, like, would you prefer to live at the beach or the mountains? Nobody cares. They know what you're trying to do. They know, like, tell me what time it is when you see this post. It's clickbait. You have to get deeper. Does that make sense, Lise?
It makes 1000% sense. I just think that some people, like you said, either overthink it way too much. And one of the things I like to do, just as a little tip, but let's say I've made a really good post that day, but something else happens in my life that day. I will write out the post and save it for the next day or the next day or the next day. Cause like there's sometimes three things in a day happen that are funny as shit, but I already, or they're like a post that I could say, hey, I just bought this scent of a sponge. Have you guys ever tried this before? Do you like the blueberry, the strawberry? Like, let's say it wasn't, I'm just trying to think of something, but let's say it was like a sincere. And then later on that day, I'm making dinner and my daughter tells me something and I'm like, oh, that's a good interactive post. But I just did one and I'm still working on that one. Like, write it down, you guys, because you'll never run out of content. Because there's some days nothing happens in my life. Like, I'm talking nothing. So I'm struggling to find posts, but I don't do that anymore because I totally will take like a good day. Like if I'm traveling or whatever and a bunch of things are popping in my head and like a lot's going on that day, I'll try to like put it in the note section of my phone so I have stuff for the days I'm not traveling and I'm kind of laying in bed working like for a week straight, you know, or I showered one time. Like that, like the most important like thing that happened to me that whole week was I took a shower. It's like, oh God, what do I post? I think that you guys think that when you look at these social media people, like if you go to Instagram and you see they're always on beaches and there and here they are and they're in this cool outfit and nope, another night out, it looks like their life is just so grand and amazing. I promise you, they have weeks in bed. They just save their content. They save stuff. They spread it out. They probably only do something good once a month, but they change that into like a month long thing of content. And you can do that. Just be smart about it.
I love the fact that you said to put it in your notes. So I think Lisa's like anti-iPhone. I'm an iPhone hoe.
Total.
Can't live without iPhone. So whatever you guys have, I don't know what they're called for other phones, but I literally, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could be out to dinner with my family. I could be, well, let's be real. I don't really go out to dinner with my family anymore, but I mean, I used to, or I could be, at the grocery or in the middle of dinner or in the bathtub. And literally I just stop and I'm like, hey Siri. And she's like, yes. I'm like, can you send an email to myself reminding me to write the interactive about what are you allergic to? It sends an email to me. That way it's there. The next morning when I check my email, I'm not going to forget about it. And then I just build it up and I put it on my to-do list every single day. So I know what my next interactives are going to be. And they're there. Like they pop in your head. I wake up at 2:00 in the morning. I have to pee. And I'm like, how many times do you pee a night, dude? Like, is there something wrong with me? It's an interactive question, right? People need to feel needed. And that's how you pull them into your adventure. Like you actually have to care. You can't just say, hey dude, what's your favorite color? When people take the time to give you solutions to make your bathroom not smell like pee, and guys, I'm gonna need, but when people take the time, you have to respond. That's your time right there to build relationships and be caring and be thoughtful. And it allows people to get to know, like, and trust you. And so when they hear or feel like themselves, when they hear about somebody or feel like themselves, like, I feel like crap. I know Stacey keeps posting this, or my sister-in-law keeps complaining that she can't sleep, and I know what you do, so here's her information. When somebody has a malady, an issue, a problem, I want my name to come up first in their brain every single time. I want them to go, Stacey,
Yeah,
Stacey.
I get referrals all the time from people that have never used the product that are like that I've met in groups. They're like, "Hey, my sister's been looking for something. Don't you do this? Do you mind if I give her your info?" Like all the time. And it's so huge because maybe they never signed with me or started, but just building that connection, they thought of me. Like it happened. And one of the things we were talking about Tuesdays was let's talk about the tagging thing a little bit because I feel like a lot of people are spending like the biggest problem that everybody's having is they're spending most of their day commenting on other Thrivers posts, tagging other Thrivers and everything. They're spending that little bit of time they do have every day between work and kids. When they're on social media, they're actually spending it congratulating a team member, da da da. They were tagged in 50 posts by a Thriver. And I know they think that that's working, but that's actually going against their algorithm. It's actually hurting their business more than helping it. And at the end of the day, you just wasted a bunch of time. It's busy work. It's that busy work trap where look how much time I put into my Lavelle business today. No, you didn't. You didn't put any time really into it. And so when you guys are tagging, Stace and I were talking about this, like kind of like Flex, let's talk about like Flex Friday. You go tag 8,000 Thrivers. If most people notice, if I do a Flex Friday post, because sometimes Fridays are a really busy day for me. So there's times that Friday goes by and I didn't do one. But if I do one, I usually don't tag anybody. Or I'll try to tag like maybe some customers, because customers definitely, if I can get them involved in Flex Friday, sometimes they will, like, oh, I'll send you a little pack in the mail, and then they'll flex too, and customers are like, what's going on there? But honestly, I kind of stay away from it ever since you and I talked about it, because I don't want anything else hurting my algorithm. And I've gotten so good at making sure that every minute I spend on Facebook is spent in other people's inboxes and on their timelines that aren't in Thrive. Like, I am so intentional about that now. And the difference it's made in my business, and I'm just talking 2 months, has been ridiculous.
I think it's so, I'm going to like full disclosure because I don't bullshit anybody. I play with stuff. Um, Flex Friday is hard for me because everybody loves Flex Friday. Everybody loves to flex. Everybody loves to tag everybody else and all the type of things. So I'll like my opinions to myself. I never ever like I've never signed a customer because they saw Flex Friday on my page. I've never, but it works for some people, and it gives y'all a feeling of community. If you're doing that all day, every day, like this past probably about 8 weeks, I've been playing around with my team, just with like a handful, like 8, 10 people. Just they're not just my Thrivers, like my best friends, my closest people, like things like
Oh,
that. So
Stacey, somebody just asked the question. Did you see that? We talked about that.
you know what? Everybody has a different decision. Like there's a
No,
thousand ways.
the link thing you and I were talking about, why do people do that? It's so stupid. Let's just be honest with people. Stop sharing your link to any post for other Thrivers to go. Dude, this is not working. First of all, any of your prospects, if they go look at any of those people, they're going to see what a scam it is. They're having Thrivers post on their stuff. Of course, those people are going to say that. And not only that, but then your algorithm, Facebook, again, is hurt because it's only showing it to Thrivers.
I think so. So this is in the defense of that. Okay. In the defense, if what you're doing is working, keep freaking doing it. If you're signing 10 people a week because you're taking 75 people on Flex Friday, do it by all means. Like listen, when like Chast came over here, that was like a huge thing, right? But Thrive was new. And now you have 200,000 people using the same hashtag every single Friday and tagging 75 people that are in their downline or their sidelines. And really all you're doing is giving each other attention. Okay. So it's really hard. Like that is definitely where my brain is, but I'm not going to BS. I do. Sometimes I will tag Kyla and Becky and Tanya and Katie and whatever else, just so that my post gets a couple likes. We're kind of like playing with it. And then we stop and then we try something else. I'm constantly doing like webinars and things like to play with the algorithm. So I will not say I never tag anybody. I tag the world if I'm welcoming a new promoter, because that shit I want everybody to see. I want everybody to see that my business is growing. Absolutely, positively. I want everybody to welcome that new person and make them feel amazing. But when you're tagging every single human being for every single post, literally all you're doing is speed dating your sidelines and your downline and your uplines. That's all you're doing. All you're doing, the more that you comment and like and interact. So like Summer Love posts like, what's your favorite side salad for a barbecue? And I go and comment, and every time Summer Love says something, I comment and I love and I interact and I like and all that. Like I'm coming up first on Summer Love's algorithm. when she goes through her newsfeed, she sees me and I see her. The people that you're in your inbox with, all those types of things, they all matter. Even though people don't believe that, like you want the camaraderie. You do. You want the camaraderie, but you've got to find a way to do it that I'm not spending all day long cheering Crystal Simpson up. Like, listen, if I'm going through my newsfeed, I'm doing hugs and high fives, and I see Crystal's doing something about mental health, you bet your ass I'm jumping on that. I'm telling her, hey, way to go, girl. I'm proud of you. I love you. You inspire me, and I'm gone. Gone. I'm not watching Crystal's video for 2 hours. Like, literally, my whole newsfeed can see I'm watching Crystal's video. Do you think I'm dumb? I love you, Crystal. I do not want my potentials jumping on your shit while they see me watching you live. I'm not dumb, right? Like that's really what it's about. You have to understand how the algorithm actually works. Like it's going to tell me that Brittany Hammonds is watching Susan Haygood's live right now. So what am I going to do?
It's like if I make a business post and a Lavelle person will message me and say, "Can I share that?" No, you can, but why? Make your own. Because now anybody that reads that business post, if they didn't know anything about a business, but they could tell I'm making $1 million and you're making not any dollars, do you think they're probably going to click on me and sign with me? Like, yes, sometimes that is an advantage. So I would never, like, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to ever share Chastity's post. It's not happening. I'm not going to share Maria's post. I'm not sharing Amber's post. I'm not sharing. Now, there's times where I have shared something that's been on my heart if it's a downlines post, because hey, I don't care if somebody goes to one of my downlines, go. But I will, if I like something, I take it and then I will repost and maybe say this was from my friend Chas, but I wouldn't even tag them. I'd still give the person credit, but I'm not sharing it. And it's so huge, you guys, because you can go ahead and you can hit share all you want and you can have push everybody to somebody else's live video all you want, but they're probably going to start liking the person you just sent the video of because they connected with them. They heard their story, they heard their passion. Now it's different if you're interviewing somebody on your timeline. You're in charge of that. But literally saying, "Oh, I'm going to share Summer Love's story today from her timeline," I might be just pushing people right to her versus if I just interviewed Summer Love on my timeline would make more sense. Like, I don't know. It's just little things like that that I don't think people are thinking about that can be the difference between it's those little teeny things. It really is.
I think it's cool too. Like I love that Kaylee posted like it works for her. Of course it does. Kaylee, like you have such a huge following and things like that. Like I try to like put myself in the position of like, what about the person that started today? Is that going to help them or is that going to give them that inbred algorithm? You know what I mean? Like Kaylee, you're one of the most consistent human beings that's ever worked this business. Like you're consistent. And people don't understand that that's literally the only thing that matters is consistency. You know what I mean? But let's just say, and I'll just pick on Jackie because she does not give two shits that I pick on her. If Jackie's not consistent at all, and the only time she posts about Thrive is Flex Friday, and she tags 75 friends that are Thrivers, all she's doing is getting those Thrivers to show up more in her newsfeed if they're commenting on her shit. You know what I mean? And Rebecca Hall said, duly noted, I've gotten quite a bit of likes and loves. This is what I'm going to say. None of us are geniuses. I can't predict what's going to work for your business. And the coolest thing is there are 1,000 ways to the beach. I was talking to my girl Shannon today. Shout out if you're on here. And she was like, so what's right? Like one person teaches this way and one person teaches this way and one person teaches this way. And I said, what's right is your gut. What's right is what feels right to you, what you're getting responses from. And for me, I'm just a hodgepodge of the past 5 years. Guys, my first 2 years in network marketing, I didn't have teachers. I had YouTube. So I just found stuff. I didn't have somebody to teach me. So I just went and I found stuff. And I learned from my sidelines and I learned from other inspirations in the business. And now I'm just a hodgepodge. Like literally.
Let's talk about that for 1 second though, Stace, because I like Shannon's question. People teach everything so different. What's right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You're never going to get anywhere without consistency. So my thing is okay, right now, I have not signed a customer or a promoter in 5 months. What I'm doing is not working. Okay. It's not working. If you're not signing a customer within 5 months, what you are currently doing is not working. Period, point blank, end of story. I can't say that enough. So I'm going to go try what Stacee just said, but I'm not going to try it for 2 days. because that's never going to be, I got to give it a go. I've got to actually be consistent and get on the track. Now then, if I try Stacy's thing and I've given it a go and that's not working, then maybe I'll go try Jamie's thing or Stephanie's thing. But like you said, there are 1,000 ways to the beach. So where tagging a bunch of people in Flex Friday might work for somebody else it might be hurting their algorithm, like you said. Yes, it's a game, and Facebook is always changing, and it's so confusing because it's kind of annoying. It's like, what did Facebook change now? Now I can't, now, like, before I was getting 5, 6, 7, 10,000 views on a live video. Now 500. Like, what the hell did Facebook do? I don't know. But it's just, you kind of just go with the flow. But the one thing that I do know that does work, and I think that we should always be teaching, is what does duplicate, and not only what does duplicate, but what is going to work for sure. And what I know works for sure, this is what I don't know for sure. I don't know that if you go tag 50 people in Plex Friday, if your people are going to be seeing posts or not. I don't know. I don't know if, I don't know a lot of things, but what I do know is that if you are spending your days interacting with your team and not people that aren't in Lavelle, no one else is seeing your stuff. And that is what I do know for sure. So we've got to teach people how to spend their time interacting and connecting with people that are not in Thrive, because that's what does work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and there's no one like it's so interesting to watch over here. Like Katrina, I love that. Like you went, watched it, created your own shit. Like that's what I do. My last post that I just made on my page, I found something on Instagram and I just recreated. I made a new graphic and now it's mine. Mine. The internet hasn't seen it 50,000 times. Like that's the idea behind everything, is make everything yours. Make everything yours. I'm not saying steal content, okay? I changed it up a little bit. I'm not saying steal content, but just make it yours. And if it's working for you, for the love of God, don't ever change it. Never change it. Kaylee said I'm consistent with interaction, so it doesn't matter when you take Thrivers. Of course. It doesn't hurt me when I take other Thrivers because I'm so consistent with interaction. I build those relationships nonstop every day, all day. And ironically, the Thrivers that I do tag, when I do tag them, are typically on product posts where I'm not offering something that somebody else can't duplicate or not offering it to my downline. And they're my best friends anyway. So I'm talking to them all the time. Like it's not going to change anything for me. You know what I mean? I'm not tagging 250 people for whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't want people to think, oh my God, you can't like your Thrivers post, or oh my God, you can't go, congratulate a new Thriver on promoting. No. What I'm saying is that if there was a percentage of time, 80% of your time needs to be spent only interacting with people not in Thrive, and the other 20% can be interacting with Thrive people. Like there has to be that overbalance of connecting with more people that are not in Thrive versus people in Thrive. So I don't want people to get off here and go, oh, well, Lisa said don't ever make a Flex Friday post again. And Lisa said don't congratulate my team member because that's hurting my algorithm. No, it's okay. That's why, during this challenge, we were telling people, look, unfriend Thrivers and follow them, but keep as friends your personal people and maybe some uplines that inspire you or somebody that inspires you in the business. A sideline, that's okay. But what you don't want is if you go through your friends list and you have 500 friends and 375 of them are Thrivers, this is why your business isn't growing. And obviously, the more Thrivers you have in your friends list, that's the more people that are actually seeing your posts, because Thrivers care about other Thrivers, right? And so you might know that interacting with them isn't good, but they don't know that. So they're going to be all over your shiznit and Facebook is going to go, this person loves her, so she must love this person too. And so I just think it's like, just knowing that you've got to be spending your time, because it is not income producing. As much as it is amazing congratulating a new Thriver and promoting to 4K or going VIP 800, that doesn't produce you more income. Well, I mean, if they're underneath of you and they continue to grow, then yes. But I'm talking about you actually signing up brand new promoters and customers. That's not going to be what does it for you. What does it for you is getting in groups, meeting new people. And it doesn't even have to be groups. We're just teaching groups because it's COVID. And honestly, who can go out and about right now? I mean, most people, their dream coming into network marketing is, I want to sit behind my phone and work my business. Most people hate face-to-face interaction. That's just society. So that is why we're so teaching and pushing groups right now, because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of groups that you can get into and meet thousands and thousands and thousands of new people to bring into your business, because so many of you will be in my inbox telling me nobody wants this, nobody can afford it, nobody I know, nobody needs. No, that is not true, because people like Stacee on our team wouldn't have a PPA every single month if that were the case.
I think too, exactly what Kaylee said, cheer for your sisters, love on your downline, constantly be interacting, making new friends and being relatable. There's a difference between your downline and every single thriver. There's a huge difference. Like some people, like if you're just here to like have friends, that's different. My downline is never ever going to promote, be welcome to the team, whatever, and me not be there. But I get to those after I do all of my other income producing things, unless they directly relate with me. Like one of my girls enrolled somebody, there's somebody new on my team. I'm not going to go out and like, I love Ariana, I love Crystal, I love Summer Love, but like that stuff is going to come after I get my income producing activities done for the day, because that's how I feed my babies. And I saw somebody ask in the comments too, like, what are the best times to post for the algorithm? There's no such thing. You have to figure it out. You have to play with it so much. Mine are not going to be yours. Literally, I posted the exact same times almost every single day for the past 5 years. Like it's almost like clockwork, but it works for me. I know it works for me because I play with it all the time. It's not going to be the same as Suzanne, Emily, Sarah, Lisa, Nicole. So there is none of those types of things. How many times should you post a day? No one in hell knows. It's different for everybody. I don't care if somebody tells you post 7 times a day. I don't care if somebody tells you don't post more than 1 time a day. Nobody's right. There is no right or wrong. As long as you're getting interest and you're providing unique, quality, genuine content, there's not a number. There's not a number. Everybody's algorithm is totally different. I'm a heavy poster, but I get shit on all of my posts, right? So
Like when I was traveling, Stace, and I had like good posts all day, I think one day I posted like 8 times and every single post had 200 likes on it. And then there's some days I'm sitting at home and I'll post and I post twice and I get 50 or 20. You know what I mean? So there is no right or wrong. I think it's all about content, is what I've found. If it is good content, I don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning, people are going to start posting on that shit if they're up.
totally agree. And then the other thing, one of the things, and I hate to even say this because I'm not like a big fan of like social media gurus and people that charge for like insane content when they're not really a network marketer. Cough, cough. But one thing that I was taught that I will say that has been super, super helpful is if you are going onto your Facebook, you guys, and this should blow your mind a little bit when I say this, okay? If you're going onto your Facebook from your phone, most of us use our phone, and you are logging in, you're hitting your Facebook icon, and if the first thing that you hit is your bell for your notifications, you're running your business wrong if you're running it mostly on Facebook. If the first thing that you hit is your notifications or your messages, you're running your social media wrong. You're running it wrong. You have to learn to be a good friend. So by being a good friend, that means for me, when I pick up my phone, it's 100 times a day, you guys. I pick up my phone and I will be intentional about what I do. My notifications are about me. They're about me, okay? When I go to my news feed, I'll take 3 little scrolls super quickly. I'm very intentional about who I have in my news feed. I do not have all of you all in my news feed. I will unfollow you. I will unfriend. I want my potentials. I follow first my new friends, all that type of thing. So when I do 3 scrolls, I'll like, I'll comment, I'll interact, I'll send a message. I'll like, I'll comment, I'll interact, I'll send a message. And then I reward myself by hitting my notifications. I reward myself after being a good friend by hitting my notifications, by checking my messages. If you make it not about you and you understand that Facebook, especially, and I mean, it's the same for Instagram, but especially Instagram, like Instagram is so much like that. You can hit your notifications all day long. I'm going to have 700 new notifications the next time I log in. Or I can go to my newsfeed and I can like, comment, interact, send a message. Like, comment, interact, sends a message. And I can give myself for each one of those things a point and get myself to 15 points before I check my own selfish shit. Does that make sense?
That's
Like,
so good.
it's
So good.
you have to take yourself out of the equation to understand if you want to build this business, it's based on know, like, and trust. So you have to be a good friend.
Really quickly, who do you put in? Do you use your C first? Like, you know how you can put do you
I do.
change that up?
Only two people. People that respond to my friend request today, and I feel like are going to be really good prospects, and my brand new promoters that I personally enrolled. Or maybe Becky signed a really badass promoter, and I want to make sure that I'm like really on it, right? Besides that,
That's a good idea.
I don't follow anybody else first. Those are my follow firsts, and then I go through. And you guys, I unfollow almost every Thriver because if I want to know what Crystal's doing, I'll go to her page.
So
If
you know how you just went in that group and you friend requested like 40 some new people, whatever. Is there a point where you would unfriend those people?
Yep. So the majority of them, I don't know how many you can follow first now because it does change. But when I friend them or they friend me, I try to get them to friend me because then I don't look like I'm spammy in the group, right? I don't want somebody to be
Right.
like, Stacey's trying to, I'm like, girl, send me a friend request. Let's be besties, like Insta besties, like whatever. And it's genuine. It's people I connect with. So I look at their timeline and I'm like, that's my jam. So I'll go follow them first, right? And if they start coming up my newsfeed, and it's kind of the same things, and I don't care if it's judgy or not. If they're ghetto, if they're unmotivated, if they're negative, if they're just talking about like sex and drugs and bullshit and complaining, I don't like. I'm done. I unfollow completely, or I'll snooze them for 30 days. If you don't know how to snooze, you better learn because then after 30 days, if they come back with their bullshit, they're unfriended.
Yeah, and I think it's okay to be judgy. We're running a business, and I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm 46 years old. I want good, positive people in my life. I don't want the next promoter I sign, I don't want it to be somebody that's telling me every 5 minutes that it's too expensive for them to place their own order. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just kind of get to a place where it's not about that no one doesn't deserve this. I'm going to help and sign anyone. And I don't believe that has to do with, if you truly want this, you can make it happen. But at the same time, you can kind of tell by a person and the way that they post and the things that they say whether they're going to be in the right frame of mind to do something like this, period. It's just like if I was working at a hospital trying to look for a great doctor, I wouldn't go hire a doctor that freaking worked in some place in Mexico where they where they botch people up. You know what I mean? Like, you're gonna go look for somebody that, wow, they'd be good at this business. And when you're clicking on their page, what are you looking for besides the fact that they're a positive person? Like, are you looking for how many friends they have or comments and likes and all that? Because I kind of do that.
I do. I think that, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like so many of y'all, it's probably not you guys on here, right? Because it's probably the people that are not on here that really need to hear it. But so many people get so caught up in like, oh my God, like, I don't want to unfriend them. That's like, whatever. Like, dude, you friended them to build your business in the first place. Make room. Get to stepping, right? Like, you have to understand that, like, I don't want to offend anybody. Offend anybody with what? You only added them as a friend to build your network, to build your business, to feed your babies, right? Like, for me, that's the bottom line. But like, I look at first thing, like, honestly, I want to see what their profile picture is. Judgy, don't care. I want to see what their cover photo is. Judgy, don't care. I want to see what their bio is. I want to see how often they're posting. Is it quality? Do they just share cat videos all day long? Because I don't care how much you like cats. You're not my jam, right? I love cats. I want quality content. I want people that have a decent amount of friends. You don't have to even have 1,500, but more than three, right? I don't want, people that are just posting about like nasty sex videos or like getting blown all day or like whatever the situation is. You know what I mean? Like, I want somebody that like is going to be inspiring and motivating. And people disagree with this too, but I try to find people that are like me, that have common solid interests that I can find something to say, dude, I love your taco shirt, or can I get that recipe? I'm just a simple mom, dude. And I'm not trying to connect with people. And there's no knock to this because so many of you guys love this, but like, I'm not, I'm not going to connect with somebody that is going to be chasing after a $25,000 purse. It's just not who I am. It's just not who I am. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not my interest, right? It's like I'm not running like the Kona races, and I need to find people that are like me, people that have similar backgrounds, similar interests, and things like that. Not everybody is going to be, but some way, somehow to connect with them. You guys, stop trying to sign everybody. Stop trying to prospect every single person on the face of the earth, and start understanding demographics do matter. It's you that changes that by being inspiring and touching people from different lifestyles.
Yeah, I agree. God, we went over so much on this. It's just the little things. And I think that the biggest thing people need to remember out of this whole Zoom is how you always start off all your Zoom, which is there's 1,000 ways to the beach.
Mhm.
If something's working for you, gosh, keep doing it. Like, I don't care if I tell you it's completely wrong, and I would never do that. If it is working for you, don't stop. If you're signing customers and promoters, keep going. But if it's not working for you, if nothing's happening, if it hasn't been happening, then it is time to change something up. And you can't change it all up at once, or you're not going to know what's working. You can't go do, well, I'm going to do what Stephanie said and Lisa said and Stacey said, and you can't do that either. You kind of got to go, okay, this is what I'm going to do next. I'm going to give that a month or two, see how that's going down, and then kind of reevaluate things. But you've got to get consistent with it, and just know that there's 1,000 ways to the beach. And we could probably interview 50 other people right now. Like, I was just thinking about Twin right now. And if you look at her timeline, I mean, it's very Thriver. So are her stories, and that works for her. Um, she'd probably disagree with everything we just said, but not everything. But she's always connecting with new people, though. And that's still the point of this, is that she's not just sitting there marketing to the same 5 folks. Twin is always expanding her market, or else she would definitely run out of people if she wasn't. You know what I mean? There's no way she would still every month blow my mind with her PPA if she wasn't constantly meeting new people and introducing them to her network. But how she
Why
posts
you
is
have her on
amazing.
here though, and she's commenting, you should tell Twin she should run with you next week a Zoom on how to be successful in stories.
Yes,
I love that so
Twin.
much.
Twin, I need you next
I
Thursday.
love you, Twin.
You
We're
gonna
gonna.
see me?
I'm stealing you next week, and then
Okay,
you can
what
talk
is the
about all
date?
the things that we talked about this week that you don't agree with. Because
Down.
there are 1,000 ways, and you know what? Like, whatever you're doing, freaking works. That's what people just need to figure out, what is going to work for them. And I just think it's so important for people to hear, this is what I want on my Zooms. I want people that are making it happen. I don't want to shove you on a Zoom with a leader whose PPA has been 0 for 5 months, because obviously they don't know what they're talking about. I want to put you on with people that are getting there, and they might have different ways of doing it, but one is going to resonate with you guys. So Twin, if you're in next week, I definitely want to have you. And Kaylee.
Down. I'm down.
And Kaylee, I need you too. Yeah, because I mean, everybody does things a little bit different. But what you guys have to realize, though, is the one thing you're going to hear from all, no matter who I put on here, they're all going to tell you this one thing. And that's, you've got to grow your network. There's no way to keep doing this without growing your network. However, different ways that they're doing it, but they're still growing their network. And that's what you guys have to remember is, where is your time spent? Remember that 80-20 rule. 80% of my time on social media needs to be interacting and connecting with new people. 20%, okay, my thrivers, my team, my uplines, but making sure that that 80% is income producing, and you're getting those new people invested into your life, into your story, wanting to be you. Like, if I look at, every time I look at Twin stories, I want to sign up with Thrive again. Like, every time. There's never been a time where I'm like, dang, and I'm trying to steal her stuff, and I'm like, why can't I do it that good? Like, she has a niche, but that's what you guys have to find, is your niche too. So, oh my gosh, we've been going like already an hour and 5 minutes. This always goes so quick, you guys. But you know what? If you guys take one thing from this today, just one thing, and start applying it. Do it. You know, if it hasn't been working for you, try a new method, try something different. But if you guys are in the contest group, we are going to be doing groups today. You just kind of got a kind of glimpse of what the assignment's going to be for tonight. We're going to start diving into groups. So with that said, you kind of got some feedback already from it, and we're going to reiterate some stuff. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited where we're going. It's been a crazy month. And it's just started. Like, I am so excited. We got our first paycheck Tuesday, and I was like, okay, if this is going to be like the paychecks every Tuesday this month, I am one happy camper. And I know a lot of other people that are going to be happy campers too. We know a new product is going to be released. So much good stuff. And it's going to be up to you guys to be ready with your market of people that are just seeing your stuff that earn and thrive. You've got to be ready. You've got to be kind of armed and ready for when these releases happen and all of the stuff that they're going to continue to release through the end of the year, because Thrive never stops surprising us. And you need people to see your stuff that aren't in Lavelle's. So I love you guys. Thanks, Stacee, for helping me. Twin, I'll get a hold of you about next Thursday. And Kaylee, I'll get a hold of you too, because we need to plan a Thursday like after that. You guys, I will see you next Thursday. Same time, same place, same link. Take care of yourselves. Be careful. Again, special prayers to those that are involved in these fires. And if you guys need anything, please, please, please don't hesitate to be in my inbox in 5 seconds. I know Chastity has put that out there too, and Stephanie. But if you guys need anything, please let me know. I love you all. Take care, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Thanks, Lise.
Thanks, Stacee. You're the bestest. Thanks, Danny, for recording. You rock. I don't know what I would do without you.